You ever thought about starting your own restaurant and everybody tell you, oh, restaurants are the hardest business to get into? Well, I've created over 3 or 4 restaurants for under $10,000, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to get into it. Is it worth it or is it not worth it? Should you do it? Should you not do it? I'm gonna give you all of that game in this video. So for one, if you're interested in doing any kind of investment, the best advice I got for you to do is just to go do it. Like, I mean, it's so many buildings in this world that was already previously a restaurant that they will lease you this building. Most of these buildings still got the equipment in it, everything, so it won't cost you as much to get it started. So just like with any other investment, starting a restaurant, the first thing you need to do is start the planning process. Like the planning process is what kind of food I'm going to sell. Where am I going to sell food at? All of these things. Do I want to have a brick and mortar? Do I want to have a food truck? Or do I want to have a hot dog stand? Do I want to sell food at the fair? How do you want to start your business? Well, getting started is not the hardest thing about running a restaurant. Getting it started ain't the reason why people fail in this restaurant business. Trust me, I've had businesses that's been very successful that I've opened up, and I have businesses that have not been so successful or whatever. I sold $10,000 opening day at some restaurants. I've sold maybe $600 on some opening days. It just depends on the demographic, the kind of food that I had, all of the marketing I put behind all of this stuff. It's a lot of stuff that you can do. Okay, so the first thing after you've already found the location that you secured, we're going to just talk as if there's nothing in this building. You just buying this building with nothing in it, and you got to start from scratch. So I'm going to tell you from start to finish on how to open up a restaurant, and it's not going to cost you as much money as you think. So the first thing you want to do is go to your state's website. Once you get on your state's website, all you got to do at this point is fill out all your information for what kind of business that you want to start. If it's a brick and mortar, you put a brick and mortar LLC or whatever you got to do to fill out your paperwork to get that done. After you go to there, like in the state of Mississippi, it costs $50 to start a business or whatever, any kind of business that you want. So a restaurant is the same thing. It costs $50. You're going to pay for your business license on the state website. After you do that, you go to the IRS website, and then you start to do your EIN. Your EIN is pretty much a social security number for any business that you're trying to start. It's free in any state to get an EIN. Just make sure. It's a whole lot of scam websites out there that'll tell you that, look, you could purchase an EIN and stuff like that, but why would you purchase an EIN if the EIN is free? After you got your EIN and your business license, now it's time for you to take that business license and that EIN down to City Hall in your local municipality and tell them, look, I'm starting to work on the building. Give them the address that you leasing, and tell them that I need to get all of the permits that I need to start doing work. Whatever you do, even you putting signs outside the building, most cities require you to have a permit. And it's going to tell you exactly what kind of sign you got to have. If it's a lit sign that you got to have, or you can put any kind of sign out there that you need to have. Anyway, go down there and get all of the permits that you need to start the construction in the inside of the building and the outside of the building. They're going to give you a packet that tells you that after you complete all of your construction and stuff, they got to come back and do another inspection. But they're going to only do that inspection after the health department comes. All right, now passing inspection for the health department. I know everybody be scared of the health department. The movies and stuff make the health department seem so scary and stuff like that. The health department is your friend. They help you not get nobody sick. So that's one of the most important parts of starting a restaurant. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So you want to make sure all of your equipment temps. So like you go to Facebook Market or something like that, you could, or you can go buy your equipment brand new. I recommend you going to get your equipment off of Facebook Market because it's a new business. You don't know if it's going to work or not. I went and bought brand new equipment on buildings that didn't make me no money, and I used equipment that end up going out because I used it so much and we was making so much money. So before the health department even come in, you need to make sure that you got all your equipment temping like it's supposed to temp. If you got a walk-in cooler, a walk-in freezer, you got to make sure that that's temping the way it's supposed to temp. The health department website will tell you everything that you need to pass their inspection or whatever. You go on there and pay their money. The money is different in every state or whatever. Mississippi costs about $300 or $400 to get them to come out and do your inspection and stuff like that. You're gonna have a fire suppression system just over your fryers if you're gonna fry anything, or if you're not gonna fry nothing, you don't need a fire suppression system or whatever because you ain't got no you cooking cold foods, but you want to make sure everything up in there is working. Make sure your place is clean. They're gonna come in and make sure that your temperature is correct on all your refrigeration and stuff like that. I normally go buy me one large freezer that I know that's gonna temp. You can go spend $300 or $400 at Lowe's for that. You can use a commercial refrigerator or a residential refrigerator. As long as it's at temp, you're gonna pass regardless or whatever. You gotta have a 3-compartment sink, and they gotta have wash, rinse, and sanitize on this 3-compartment sink before the health department even get there. It need to have a splash guard behind the 3-compartment sink as well. All of these things are going to be on the packet that the health department give you regardless. So it ain't nothing that you got to go up in there. Remember, just go up in there and check it out one by one and make sure that you got everything how it's supposed to be before you even call them out there. Because if you fail, I mean, you're going to be all on the internet and everything. They're going to post your grade in the newspaper and stuff like that. And that ain't how you want to start your business. All right, now, after you got a letter grade back from the health department, they tell you that, look, you made an A or a B or whatever you made when they came in and did their inspection, and they're going to tell you that you got to have this hanging up and stuff like that. You need to take your letter grade down to City Hall. City Hall will then come in and do their final walkthrough inspection to make sure that everything is how it's supposed to be. You already got your health department pass. It's clean in here. You got a working bathroom, everything like that. Then after you get the City Hall to come from out there, you got to get the fire department to come in and check. Make sure that you got all your fire extinguishers and stuff like that in place, which you're going to need a fire extinguisher pretty much in the lobby, one in the kitchen, and probably one in the back where you got your dry storage at, or whatever. And it's different kind of fire extinguishers or whatever that you got to actually have or whatever. You can just Google which kind of fire extinguisher you need for which area. If you got grease, they got certain fire extinguishers for grease. They got, regular fire extinguishers for the front. Whatever you need or whatever, you can pretty much Google, and they're going to be able to tell you which fire extinguisher you need, or you can just ask the fire department before you even start your construction so that you can get everything that you need for your building before they even come in. You can just go be like, hey, what all I need to pass inspection for you guys before I open up. After all of that's done, you're really ready to open up right then. You can open up the day that you get passed from the city. You get a city permit and a privilege license from the city that you're able to open up, and you got your A from the health department. You can open up right then. But what you gonna sell? You ain't got no food yet. So the first thing you do, you start reaching out to vendors. This is before you even open up your door. You start reaching out to vendors and stuff after you done passed all your inspections and all of that, because you don't want to order no food and you don't even know if you're going to pass inspection. So you start reaching out to companies like U.S. Food, Cisco, and stuff like that. Most of the time, they will give you food in advance. You'd be like, well, I'm going to open up this restaurant. They're going to send you a rep out there, and they'll be like, look, we'll give you this amount of days to pay me back. We're going to give you all of the food up front, and then we'll give you this amount of days to pay me back or whatever. But you want to pay your vendors back. So, like, say if they give you $3,000 worth of food or whatever, you want to make sure that you pay them back, just like Pepsi. A lot of people don't know that I recommend going through Pepsi over Coke, because in a lot of cities and states, Pepsi will come in there, install all of their equipment for you, like the drink dispensers, everything like that, and they'll give you like $5,000 worth of product for free. They'll give you all of your syrup packages, and only thing you pretty much is paying for is the CO2 tank, and that's all that they're gonna charge you. Now you got food and drinks to serve, but who you gonna serve it to? You need to start reaching out to people and be like, look, man, I got a new restaurant opening up or whatever. Most of the time, they're going to see all of the construction you got. They're going to see your signs outside and stuff like that. There's going to be people that come in and support you just because it's a new thing or whatever. Or either just come up and be like, oh, they nasty, I ain't eating them. Regardless of what it is or whatever, they're going to give you a chance when you first open up for the most part or whatever. They'll give you a chance. And some people are going to be nervous. They're going to be like, look, now I'm going to wait till everybody else go try it. Then I'm going to come try it. So regardless of what, you still want to make sure that you got good food and it's coming out pretty fast. So I would recommend just opening up just because you can. You want to do all of the marketing that you can, post on social media sites, Facebooks, your TikToks, your Instagrams, your YouTubes, whatever it is that you got to get more people in or whatever. You can purchase billboards, whatever you want to do, whatever your money allow you to do or whatever, you can do that. All right, now that you've been marketing and all of this stuff like that, you need to make sure that you got a good solid opening date, the day that you want to actually do it. But now, I don't recommend just be like, oh, my grand opening is tomorrow. I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend doing a soft opening after you got your employees and stuff in place like that. I wouldn't just be like, all right, this is my grand opening or whatever. That's going to give you opportunity by doing a soft opening to make more money. So like, everybody likes something new and flashy. So you do a soft opening, they come in and they spend their money with you a couple months down the line or whatever. You be like, all right, man, I'm finna do my grand opening now once you don't work the kinks out of it and stuff like that. And that's gonna give you another big flashy day for you to make sales and stuff like that. And pretty much that opening day or whatever, if you be like, this is the grand opening, they're gonna be expecting you to have everything ready how it's supposed to be. But mind you, this your first time opening up a restaurant, so everything ain't gonna be correct. So another professional tip that I can give you is don't go spend all your money on all of these decorations and trying to make it look super, super flashy if you don't got that kind of capital. I mean, the better it look in there, the more money you gonna make. But it ain't even about that. Long as you can be selling food out of a car, if the food is good, if everybody in the city is buzzing about it, then you're gonna make sales. So like perfect your food, man. Perfect your food before you go and try to like spend all this money on all of this stuff that don't even matter. Like my first restaurant, I've had 3 or 4 restaurants myself. A lot of them closed, everything like that. But at the same time, it be because of like lack of money management, stuff like that. It ain't because I got a lack of customers. Like, I mean, you're going to get customers, like, regardless if you making $1,000 a day or $10,000 a day, if you're not managing that money right, it's going to go. One of the most important things that you can do is have good customer service. If your customer service is good, your food, I ain't gonna say don't just be giving these folks no anything. You ain't gotta be the best restaurant in the world. Long as these people getting treated like somebody when they come in there, 9 times out of 10, they'll be okay to come back and spend their money with you again. But you want to take your time with picking your employees and stuff like that and try to stay away from family. But like whenever you start opening up your restaurant and stuff like that, the first thing that your family going to do is be like, hey, look, I want to be involved in this restaurant too. And if you're like me, hell, I'll give everybody a shot or whatever. I know that everybody say that you can't hire family and stuff like that, but in some cases it can work, some cases it don't work. I know Chinese restaurants, they hire their family all the time, and that's all that they hire, or things like that. So, I mean, it's going to be what you make it pretty much. Another thing that I would recommend is getting a Square POS system to take your transactions, take your money in whenever they come in. It take card, it take cash, all of that. And also, it's building up your business credit at the same time. Well, you're building credit with them, not like through the bureaus and stuff like that. If you get enough transactions through your POS system, enough people coming in and stuff like that, they'll offer you a business loan up to $350,000 or whatever, and or whatever your sales dictate. If as long as it's consistent, card transaction and stuff coming through the system, it's like I don't know how they do it, but they will give you a loan. Same thing with DoorDash. If you making sales on DoorDash consistently and stuff like that, I mean, I recommend using DoorDash and Uber Eats or whatever. Like both of the companies or whatever are good, and then you can reach a larger audience or whatever. These companies also offer you, I know for a fact, DoorDash offer you a loan after so many transactions. They'll give you a loan just like Square will give you a loan. If you got enough transactions coming through their platform or whatever, they're going to offer you, what, $5,000, $10,000 or whatever it is. You're a new company. I ain't going to say that they're going to give you $300,000 the first time they give you a loan, but if you get that loan from them and you pay it back or whatever, that's working capital to keep on going, keep your business going, keep your business afloat. Another thing that's really important that you need to do is pay your damn taxes. If you don't pay your taxes, you don't have no business or whatever. You need to make sure that you get an accountant or somebody that actually know what they're doing or whatever, because they're going to save you money. The first year, everybody say, oh yeah, you ain't going to make no money in your first year. You're going to actually make money the first year or whatever, but you're going to spend so much money getting started and stuff like that. So pretty much you ain't make no money, but you're going to make money.